to This Will Only Hurt a Little.
That's Katie.
That's Austin. We remembered again after we forgot.
We did.
But we remembered before it mattered that we did.
Yeah. But we're doing Smart House.
Yes.
Because it's the future.
The year is 1999.
Xenon came out in 99, correct?
Oh my God. They were so ready for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they were working them kids to their bones.
The millennium was coming up, and it was a big deal.
That's true. That is true.
So we were blasting off, man. 2020 is like less of a huge deal. But
huge deal again.
Kind of.
It felt like a big deal to me. I want it to be the future.
The roaring 20s.
I'm ready.
Yes. We jump right in because we don't have any trivia.
Nope, we got nothing.
To the
paper kid.
Delivery boy. He's the worst, shittiest paper boy there ever was.
But luckily there's a robot arm at the Smart House.
Yeah. Pat. Well, we don't know her yet, but
It's Pat.
Pat has her robot arm snake out and grab the paper and then reprimands him for throwing like crap.
He fucking shook.
He was also shook. I mean, I also too would be if there was a...
I feel like her voice is supposed to be super futuristic and it's not at all.
No.
It sounds like shit.
It just sounds like her talking.
She's underwater. It sounds like she's underwater.
Yeah.
It didn't sound good.
No. We go inside the future house, and Sarah, the inventor of the future house, the Smart House, sorry.
With a Bono lookalike scumbag.
Called Smart House. Yeah, Sarah gets the newspaper, and she's excited about the publicity they're getting for the Smart House. And Bono starts being disgusting, and I've sworn a blood oath against him. Austin wishes I wouldn't, but I can't help it. He says everyone is into her. He's like, that journalist was just into you. Everyone's into you, and you're too blind to see it. And she's like, I'm just like too busy, actually. I'm just like busy inventing a whole entire smart house.
Yeah, she made the house. She's a proud
and
house
he's like,
mom.
Self-inflicted. It's a self-inflicted busy. But like, she's fucking busy.
And
I
he's
hate
like...
him, and I will kill him. He's trying to encourage her to date.
And he's like,
that's important, I fucking guess. Sorry, I keep fucking...
Jeez, you hate him.
I hate him.
I mean, I also hate him. I'm just like, I hate him. Okay.
Sworn a blood oath.
He's like, this house is great. Yeah, we're just going to wait on a family to move in and screw it all up.
Yep. Sarah's testing Pat's features, and he's just like, why don't you just like chill? So they do.
Now we meet Ben.
Yeah, he's making tuna noodle casserole.
He's from Look of the Irish. And
he is.
amongst other also
things. People, places,
I don't know.
And things.
What, though?
No.
He always plays a basketball star.
He loves basketball. He had a basketball
Look of the Irish
t-shirt.
is about basketball. That movie sucks, by the way. Tune in March.
I'm so excited to watch that.
This St. Patty's Day.
I mean, what other St. Patrick's Day tradition do we have?
Oh, it's coming up. Just wait. Schedule's packed.
But
full.
he's making a tuna noodle casserole.
Having a frantic day.
And he's parenting his sister and doing all the housework and everything.
The casserole. Okay. Can we talk about the ingredients?
Yes.
It was a vegan tuna noodle casserole. No, not vegan. They were egg noodles.
It was cream of mushroom.
What's wrong with mushroom?
The cream part?
Fuck!
But it was just one can of
prison
cream
slop.
of mushroom and don't say prison slop.
Incarcerated slop.
Abolish prisons. And no tuna was to be seen. And
nope. And he just poured the cream of mushroom, one small can, not a family can, onto the egg noodles.
Yeah, and then put it in the oven. There was no tuna. There were no peas.
Mm-mm.
There's no craft dinner.
But anyways, he's taking calls, doing a report, setting the table, God bless, walking the dog, all of it.
He's also entering a contest over and over and over again to win the world's first smart house on the world's second website.
Yep, literally. And the house on the website is not the house that you win.
They, instead of using a picture of the house, which they very
should
easily
have done,
could have and also should have done.
What if the house wasn't really there? What if it was just like also a rendering, but a better one?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it was in the movie, so take that shot of it and put it in the computer screen.
Logic.
But it was digital rendering, probably to be futuristic back then. That probably was like, ooh, look at a digital model of the house. But he's trying to win that.
Goes to pick up his little sis.
Yeah.
And he left the oven on when he left. I don't like it.
Maybe he went back and turned it off screen.
He did, and he comes back and he's like, oh, casseroles then. And it's like, cool.
Great.
So, I know the mom is dead or divorced in this movie.
Yes.
Because I remember that.
Yes. They're very, very sad about it, so later you figure out that she's dead. That's why he's so like, we don't need a mom. I'm the mom.
Now the dad comes in. He's home.
He's home. He's exasperated.
Ben's like, soon, we're going to have everything we've ever needed.
Do not worry. And then it's the next morning.
Disney jump.
Next morning, Dad is trying to literally just like part the daughter's hair, but he can't because he's a guy and he doesn't have the hairdressing gene because men can't do hair. It's not possible to literally part someone's hair down the middle. Anyway.
Insert 3 dots here. Dot.
Yes.
Yikes. It looks like shit also.
He did a terrible job.
Because he's so in bunny ears and capable.
He's a man. He couldn't possibly. So.
I combed my hair today. It frizzed it right up, but I combed it.
Dad and Angie are going to go to a party, and Ben is in the backyard shooting hoops with his shirt that is a basketball also.
Literally. Like if he was when he was holding the basketball next to it, it looked
like the same size.
Yeah, like literally.
This is also a life-size basketball.
I like Ned's declassified basketball better.
Yeah.
Just a basketball twirling on a couple fingers
Yes.
on an entire fishing wire.
Sometimes it's not touching his hand. But the dad is like, oh my God, these contest entries. Why are you about? He's sad. But also she has a cute rat and she's like, oh, Butler, my rat. And
so
it's like,
cute.
They really make a big deal about the rat. And you're like, oh, that's going to come back into play later.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It's really underwhelming. But I mean,
it was also
I love a cute rat.
a lot.
It was important, but also
We'll get there.
we'll get there.
Now with Ben and the fam, and the dad's like, get off the internet.
Yeah, what if somebody's trying to call?
Someone might call. Did I get any messages? By the way, just like, did I get any, just like casual
My dad
messages?
and I fought so much about me being on the internet.
Everyone
He
did.
wanted to be on the phone. Oh, it was
Like,
so bad. They installed a thing that would pop up and kick you off the computer because I would just like
I remember that.
not get off the computer. I was really reasonable.
But the dad,
Unnamed dad.
he's like, did Melanie call or anything?
Melanie boss.
Melanie boss. Like, Easy A coming when it's hot outside because it looks hot in that movie.
Yeah, she looks really like it would have to.
We
be
got
warm
to plan
watch
out these
this.
podcasts so y'all watch them. Like, it's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's cold. Want to watch Snow Day? Probably.
Yeah.
Me into it. It's not cold.
Yeah, it's fucking 75 degrees in fucking
pretty
January.
globally warm. Hey, kids, like, you're doing fine by yourself. You don't need Melanie. Why rock the boat?
Don't rock the boat, daddy.
And it's like, you're never going to be with your dad. Give up.
Oh, God, he doesn't want to kiss you.
Give up.
Stop.
And now we're with Sarah and her boss now.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, Pat, pick.
So she was
winner.
not self-inflicted busy also. Back to my blood oath. She was not self-inflicted busy. She has a boss, so.
Anyways, Pat shuffles up the names and Ben wins, obviously.
Yes. But he didn't get the phone call. They kept trying to call, but he was still online, still trying to win that house.
Fell asleep.
Fell asleep with the computer on, woke up, and right as they were leaving, the phone rang, but Dad
Yeah,
wouldn't let him
nice.
get it. So he gets to school, and everyone's kind of congratulating him, and he finally realizes that he won, because they're just like, great job, Ben, so cool.
Not
And he's
before
like,
he gets bullied.
"Right." Oh, yeah, I forgot he got bullied.
By Gelhead, the bully.
Gelhead the bully.
His head was so gelled and spiked.
So very gelled. But he calls his dad, and Dad says they can't just get a house of tomorrow with nothing in return. But then
Until
he opens the newspaper and
he
sees that
sees
Sarah's
shining face.
she's a smoke show. So
And he
he's
loves her
like,
immediately.
Never mind, give me the house. We better go check it out.
The dad, by the way, is fake Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Dennis
They couldn't
Quaid.
quite afford him, so they got Dennis Wade.
But Pat stands for personal
Applied technologies.
So
We learned that at the house accepting ceremony.
We think that they picked the name Pat first.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Shit, what do we have to call it
How
now?"
do they come up with a name?
And Sarah's like, "You don't even need knowledge to run this house
Yep.
of computers.
Anybody can do it.
Pat is going to observe them and learn their habits to cater to their every need."
Yeah, and Dad's like, isn't that like Big Brother-ish?
Yes, 112%.
Yeah.
Because when you go in, you put your hand on a scanner and it takes your fucking blood.
Back then they were like, oh my God, imagine when it'll all be so convenient and everything and like we'll just be able to do this. And now we're like, Alexa is listening to me and I don't
Yep.
want her to. I took my Alexa's charger to be my phone charger.
Sweet.
She's not in use, but
But we learned that Angie had fucking measles at one point in her life whenever she gets her
God.
blood taken.
she was an anti-vaxxer's child back in the day. But
Sarah's just like, she just wants to understand you, make you comfy. XO,
yeah, they take a
XO.
blood sample
Gossip girl.
and it breaks down your DNA and knows your full medical history and like everything about you. And it's like also like your favorite colors. It's like knows too much.
Now, the diamond, the gem, the ruby
The ruby.
of this movie is their green screen walls. All the walls.
Oh my God. Every wall, I think.
At first, Pat turns their wall into a green screen safari camp.
It's too scary.
But
for
you can
Angie.
see the green screen with your eyes. Like them in person can see it.
Yes.
It would be like a TV on the wall, except there's no TV. It's clearly a green screen, and they can definitely see it.
What does it look like when it's off? It's just off.
It's just
a
the wall whenever it's off. The painted wall with like pictures on some and stuff, and it's like,
and then the whole thing turns into a screen, I guess, somehow.
and it's also 4-dimensional because they go to a beach and they
Yeah,
feel
and
the
wind is
wind,
blowing and they hear
she
the
compliments.
Dove cry.
Compliments. What's that? She comments. She's like the sand. Anyways, their house is so plain
Yeah, we're touring
and
the house,
boring
and it's so
and
like
lame.
beige and
Beige.
vanilla, and
But everybody loved beige and vanilla.
they did. It looked very of the times, but
Brown.
like now it's so very dated. The whole movie's very like a snapshot of the time.
Primitive.
Primitive 1999.
But Pat knows so much information about him. She
Yeah,
gives
the
them
atmospheric kitchen sensors are breathalyzers, and they tell you all the nutrition facts and things, and like what you need more of. And
give you a personalized balanced diet.
she only does like healthy snacks or like nutritionist approved whatever snacks. And Angie orders a milkshake or a
Strawberry milk.
smoothie, and it's just
Strawberry milk.
It's not even strawberry milk. It's like milk. It's just like white milk.
I had
An old glass of
the
milk.
slightest of hint of a
One
hue.
spoonful stirred in.
No, I don't even know if it was a whole spoonful. But the
But she spilled
smoothie
it.
arrived too quick.
Yes, and she spilled it on the floor.
Floor
And
absorbers.
The floor absorbers suck it up. They clean both the cup and the straw also. It's like, what? Where does it go? How does it? It kind of shows it, but it just looks like
Oh, it
it's
didn't
soaking
suck up
into
the cup and the
carpet.
straw
No, it just cleaned the cup and straw.
and changed them completely.
Yeah.
The straw
It
went
looked
from
very
blue to
different.
black and white to purple. I don't know, man. And black and white meaning gray. I'm sorry. Like in a movie when something's black and white, it's just gray.
Yeah,
Oh,
colorless.
are the floor absorbers going to curdle my baseboards?
What? Yeah. Is it gonna mold? Terrible.
Now Ange, she's
upstairs.
up in her bed.
Jumping on her bed, jamming to Bewitched, witched.
Say la vie.
Say la vie, which is also playing on another one of those big giant wall screens. So
Yeah.
she's having that. And Ben comes in to tell her to keep it down.
And that he can't try out for teams because he's got to take care of the house. and
Yes, he is.
That's why I want
pissed.
this house. It's going to lessen my workload. And
Angie's like, he clearly likes Sarah, and Ben's pissed, and he's like,
mean.
no, new moms. So that's where you're kind of like, definitely she died. Sarah and the dad are downstairs talking, and she tells him that she dated, like, they're like kind of flirting, and she's telling him her dating history, and she dated a Halloween bandit, which is like a Halloween themed bandit.
Okay.
And he asked for her number. He's like, oh, for the house, like, you know, in case anything goes wrong. And she's like, oh, Pat's got it. And they have kind of like a moment, and she leaves.
all right.
The next morning, they're awakened by personalized horrible alarm clocks.
Oh,
on
Ben's is a
their-
basketball green screen
Yeah, it's on their giant
a final
wall screens.
buzzer timer.
He has the loudest basketball game ever. Angie has the loudest Mickey Mouse orchestra.
Oh my God. I thought, okay. I was like, ooh, all I remember about this movie is that Mickey Mouse and the fucking Philharmonic wake up Angie in the morning. No, it was Mickey Mouse conducting a third grade class.
Yes, children.
They were children.
But then Pat picks out Angie's clothes, and they just shoot out of drawers that shoot out of the wall.
Dad wakes up
And
to a farm, which I didn't understand. He ain't
wakes up
feeling
to
it.
the loudest farm, and he's like, "No, it's early. No."
And Pat cooks some instant breakfast. I don't want instant breakfast.
What do you mean?
Unless you got
She
an
made
instant
them.
pot. Like, she's popped it out.
Well, that's true.
No.
You got an Instant Pot. But she made them breakfast, and she made coffee, which mocha walnut, Dad's favorite. I don't think that's a flavor.
No one's favorite.
I hate
It's
walnuts.
definitely
got
got to be a flavor, but
I guess.
anything's a flavor.
At school, Ben is raving about the smart house because he has a smart house, you know.
Bullies, bullying,
raving.
bullies, bullying.
Yeah, the bullies appear, and they demand that the homework that they're making him do.
But it doesn't even matter because the heartthrob is there.
She appears and weirdly invites
She
herself
just-
over.
And she just kind of says gum chewing teenage girl stuff.
Yeah, it's like, wouldn't it be cool if you, like, invited me and my friend over?
Link
That'd be,
over
like,
to like
really
chew
cool.
gum and likes it.
Yes. And back at home now, Pat is going over Dad's work for him, and everyone here has an Apple iMac in the background, like
the colorful cubes,
like the
with
clear, huge, like clear plus a color, huge Apple computers that everyone wanted in the 90s. You can buy them on like eBay for $200 or something like that.
Two mas.
I checked.
Did you say $2?
$200. Probably just to ship them.
Yeah, ooh,
Get
right.
this out of my house. Here you go.
And they get back home.
They had a mega great day, and then Pat tries to make a smoothie, and she malfunctions and starts shooting
launching oranges
all over the house.
The dad's like, well,
call Sarah.
Sarah's got to come over.
Dr. Phil, Oprah.
And Ben sees Sarah in the mainframe, little closet room.
Yes.
I wonder, does the family? No, they don't. I was going to ask if the family had access to that room. They do not.
There's a keypad, but maybe she would give them access if they like learn to use it. Really?
If you think into the future of the movie, they don't.
They don't. But Ben's very hostile to Sarah.
Yeah, you want to tour the room? Fuck no.
Yeah. But at dinner, they're in front of the green screens again, and Sarah's like flyaway hairs are all green.
See her green baby hairs.
They're all green, and there's just, it's hilarious that like people on YouTube have better green screen.
Yep. Than 1999 Disney.
Yep. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, but.
And the dad's like, let us ice cream.
Let us ice cream.
And Ben's like, it's a
school night.
You're
Absolutely not.
Saying that because she's here.
Yeah, he's just pissed. And he's like, may I go
excuse me?
Might I go be excused? And they're like, yeah, probably you should.
Except school night ice cream.
Except school night ice cream.
He probably just wants to go smoke on the roof.
Also, Pat corrects his homework. Like, he can stay up late now and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
just like, use Pat to your advantage. So Dad goes in to talk to him and is like, sorry you had to be mom. Try out for b-ball since you obviously love it.
Angie
like,
fucking ratted.
Yeah, Angie
Thanks, rat.
was like, he feels this way because she's here and he hates every girl that you talk to. Don't speak to women at all, Dad.
Really nothing came of that conversation, though.
Yeah.
And Ben wakes up in the middle of the night to break into the mainframe. This is how we know they don't have access to it.
Yeah, he uses a headlamp and a drill to break into the control room.
Pat would have seen that.
Yeah.
She sees your blood.
Off at night? She'd be like,
no.
Hear your drill.
She's looking for robbers then and keeping you tucked in.
Yeah.
Floating above you.
He goes in and he deletes all the safety protocols and plays Flashback Network's All Mom lineup, which was Mother Knows Best, My Three Moms, which I thought was a polyamorous lesbian show, and Austin informed me that there used to be a different show called My Three Dads.
I think, right? Did we look it up?
I don't know.
I'm going to think it. But then we had Make Time for Mama.
My favorite, though, was Noah's Matriarch.
With a K.
So, yeah. So he wanted to teach Pat how to be a mom by playing all those for her.
So I imagine he downloaded it onto her.
Couldn't you have
uploaded it onto her.
Without deleting every safety protocol
yeah,
also?
just pepper that into
You
her
could just be
previous protocols.
She already learns. She told us in the beginning that Pat learns. He could have just been like, Pat, I'm turning this on my VHS player. Mm-hmm. Watch this and learn from this. This is how I want you to be. But he didn't do that. And we wouldn't have a movie, I guess, if he didn't.
She's too mass of a mom.
She's too much method.
Full on 50s housewife in it.
Yes.
And it's too much.
Yes. But she shouldn't have a body yet. I forgot how late in the movie she gets a body. Because I thought it happened way earlier.
And Ben's like, shit, Dad. Except Disney shit. So like, Dad, man.
Dad.
I forgot to have Pat do Ryan McGraw's homework. And
he's like, who's Ryan? Why are you doing his homework?
He's like, just stand up to him if he's a bully. Just do it. And he comes on with a punched eye.
Yeah. We're back home and Pat is livid.
Effing the F out.
Yes.
Did I say she's flipping?
Freaking the fuck out. She's pissed. She's livid. She's trying to give him a steak to slap on his eye.
No.
Did they do that then?
Disease.
Did anyone ever do that? It's so sick.
No, get a sack of peas. Or Hagrid, like an ice pack.
Hagrid slapped a dragon steak over his eye.
No.
So gross. No.
She's being overprotective though, basically.
She was.
The dad's
she was doing
confused.
50s remedies. Like, nobody does steak
She's
eyes
like,
anymore.
I'm going to march right down to that school and give him a piece of my mind. Are you?
Are you?
Computer, ma'am?
How you going? Going to email yourself to the computer? But
Ben goes back to his room for memories.
He's sad about his mom and he watches some old home movies, and Pat's downloading all of this info on her own, which is like she could have probably just observed, like I said.
Something tells me Pat ain't supplementing the mom like he had hoped.
No.
Because he's crying in his room.
Yep. But in his office, Dad is asking Pat to contact Sarah, and they kind of small talk, and then he asks Sarah on a date. Dad tells Sarah that Ben just needs to have some fun, and Pat overhears their conversation because she's fucking listening. And she Googles fun and watches MPC, Music Party Channel.
Oh my God.
And determines that Ben needs to have a party.
Yep.
And that's what fun is. People dancing, and she invites everyone in his email address book.
Yeah, she accessed that without permission.
Yes.
And Ben goes golfing towards the green screen wall, and the balls just smack the wall and shoot all over the room.
Yes.
It looks fake as fuck,
Unsafe.
like every other green screen situation.
Yes.
The dad leaves to go on the date with Sarah.
Ben seems to kind of be okayish about it this time. He's not screaming, like he knows they're going on a date, right? He's fine-ish, like based on the
Fish.
on the past overreactions he's displayed. They're playing video games on the wall, and
They just want to do something more exciting.
yeah, guests kind of start arriving though. His two friends at first just show up.
That's how Pat tells him about the party. She's like, your wish is my command.
Here are your friends. Have a party. And then she tries to make it like a party atmosphere, and she turns on like kind of like rainbow lights, and then
One Spencer's light.
one Spencer's light, and then a giant screen, one of the screen walls of the boy band 5, and they're doing like a performance, and Ben and his
Slam
friend,
dunk the funk.
yes, Ben and his friends start doing the choreographed dance. Like,
Baggy clothes included.
it's so funny. They just stop to do like slam dunk the funk, and they have a whole little dance, and then they're like, okay, let's go get
Now
that
we can
again.
start the party. That was their pregame. Those were their shots.
Those were their shots.
Yep. And now there's so many people at the party that we got to turn them away at the door.
Yeah, Angie has a list, and she's turning people away. The bullies arrive, and Angie's like, now! And then Pat's like, it's okay, Angie.
I invited him.
I'm clearly planning something.
I might even have a crush on him by the end of the night. I'd be like, a crush? Are you going to crush me?
Yeah.
Am I going to be that witch from Wizard of
Speaking of-
Oz?
Oh, God, speaking of crushes, Ben and his friend.
With a heartthrob. What the hell is her name?
I don't know. Ben brings his crush and her friend to the kitchen, and Pat gives them desserts.
Oh, and the bully's like, why are you with Ben, heartthrob girl?
Yeah, she's like, I just like him a lot.
Yeah, the bully's like, me too.
On his back.
Begging for mercy.
And we were like, that's a weird line to have said.
Disney.
But they're in love, so it's fine.
And Pat gets pissed off, so she starts playing a chicken beating a chicken cartoon.
Yeah,
she shoots lightning bolts at Ryan the bully.
She starts yelling at him, and then she throws like a CG skull at him.
Yeah.
And robot
It's clearly a
arm.
light on a string.
Yeah, I
However
was
you
like-
calling that out.
When we were watching
To
it,
give
I
them
was
like a point of...
Did they just wing a flashlight on
Yeah.
a string through there? But
He gets dragged out by the
Robot arm.
robot hand into the yard.
and then the party resumes. She's like, "Fuck you, Ryan," and then they go back inside. And at the restaurant with Dad and Sarah, they're having dinner.
It was weird.
They had a drink.
They literally just kind of parent kiss, and then as soon as they kiss, he's like, I want to call my kids.
It was weird.
It was-
He was
I
like
don't know.
weird dad flirting. She was like, "Oh, I want something chocolate," and he's like, "Have a Hershey kiss," and then they kissed. Also,
And then we go back to the party.
they were back at the party,
And
and
they're
Angie's
in
like,
a dance line.
"They're in a dance line."
Can't forget about the dance line. It's the
I
worst.
forgot about the dance line.
And Ben's date flings her jacket shawl into the indoor bush.
Yes, the large houseplant.
And yeah, Angie's like, Dad's gonna be home.
It's
any minute."
10:24. He's getting home at 10:30. We gotta wrap it up.
Why would they wait that long to be like, warning?
Also, is it a school night? Like, oh, there's.
He didn't want to eat ice cream earlier. Is this
Yeah.
a different day?
This is probably a different day.
Disney hopscotches, so I don't fucking know.
It's definitely a different
We
day.
could be in a different
but
year. We could be in 2000 by now because this was in 99.
That's very true. That's the future. But
Pat's got you. Just fling everything onto the fucking floor.
yes.
Everything. Solid objects. And Pat sucks everything up.
She sucks.
She does
bottles
suck up
and
everything
straws.
into
Yeah,
we
she
were
does.
correct before with that. Just, why didn't it happen in the first scene?
Maybe they wanted to keep that glass.
I just had a
and the
podcast
bottles were
epiphany.
trash. The bottles were trash, but the straw wasn't trash. She could have sucked up the straw. So everyone runs out, and they dumped everything on the floor. Pat sucks it up, but the crush's jacket was still on the bush.
Can't suck up.
So when Dad and Sarah get home, or did Sarah come home with him? When Dad gets home,
I think the dad just came home, but question, what movie was this year supposed to be set in? Because that's pretty fucking futuristic, that floor suction shit.
who could know?
And if it can suck up solid objects, how you still have a couch? How does it not suck up the bush, the house bush?
Yeah, what if something you wanted was on the floor and you didn't realize? Where does it go? Again, I want to know. Did you have incinerators? Because that's not ideal either.
But
Who
the
could-
dad arrives The millisecond they're done cleaning.
Yes, but he notices the jacket immediately, and they find out about the party. So he gives Pat a talking to, and she's like, okay, I'm going to knuckle down.
Be the most responsible mama in town.
Mm-hmm. So the next morning, Pat yells at Ben to pull up his pants before he leaves, and he's like, no, I don't want to. And she's like, she electrifies the doorknob so he can't leave until he pulls up her pants, and she's yelling and like.
Anytime there's doorknob shenanigans, I just expect there to be like a burnt M in their hand for McAllister from Home Alone.
Oh God, yes. They had monogrammed doorknobs.
What?
Did they have monogrammed doorknobs?
Yeah, he gets an M burn in his hand.
It's fancy.
Where you been?
I don't know, but. He pulls his pants up eventually, and so he can leave. And Dad's working, and then tries to call Sarah, and Pat's like, "No, you have to work. I will not allow it." So she's like starting to be sassy.
And Angie's watching a cartoon, and it keeps turning to like an Amoeba's documentary.
The cartoon, by the way, is called Dragon Friend. I thought I recognized it, and it was created by Ian O'Neill, and he won a contest by like everybody submitted short stories, and then they picked him and adapted him to cartoons. And there's like a dragon and a little boy getting chased by knights.
I would have never thought of that. So you watched it?
Yeah, I remembered it from I remember knowing what it was back then, but like now I didn't know what it was, so I had to Google.
I would have never known. I would have just assumed it was something special they made for the movie.
I knew what it was. It just looked too done to be something they just made.
Oh yeah. But Angie's sitting there watching that, and she sneezes, and Pat's like, "You are at 99.7. Go to bed. You're sick. Here's soup."
Yeah, she's like, they're like, maybe you have to stay home from school tomorrow. And she's like, I can't. We're going to the llama farm.
What the fuck?
I would not want to miss the llama farm.
I don't know.
And Ben's in his room trying to read night comics, and she keeps turning the lights off. She's like, go to bed. So she's like, two smothers.
And they're like, Sarah, Pat is clearly malfunctioning. Please help. So
Please.
she comes over and just completely shuts her down and give her like a reboot rest.
Yeah. And
It don't work.
Dad asks her to stay for dinner. I don't know why he keeps doing that because Ben's clearly not fine.
Oh, he's having fun in the kitchen with Sarah cooking away. He's like, who needs Pat? We got this. Who needs her anyhow?
Yes. And Pat heard that, and she's fucking pissed because she was not.
System shutdown override.
She overrides it. So she is still listening too, even though she was.
Your
turned
Alexa's
off.
still listening, even though you have the charger.
Oh my God.
And Sarah's like, you want peach cobbler?
And they're like, we made the peach cobbler
Drama
for you. And he's like, it's not the
major.
same. My mom made it, and you're not my mom. Goodbye.
Like, just eat the fucking cobbler.
Oh my
or
God.
don't. I hate cobbler.
I don't like cobbler, but I just think being it was his favorite, so he would have eaten it.
And Ben's like, Dad, you promised when Mom died you wouldn't replace her. 4 years ago.
I worked my ass up. You want to bring another woman into this household? And it's just, he's just way dramatic. And he's like, I also miss your mom. Sorry she died.
And you don't even remember her.
Please don't be mean to me.
But now we're in the mainframe.
Are we in the mainframe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
in the
computer
control
starts
room.
shooting lasers out of it. And
She's 3D hologram printing her body now.
mm-hmm. I would
Virtual projecting.
I would say a
body.
hologram, but I'm not trained. So
We're not trained.
Yeah.
They specify that it's a virtual projecting situation. So she makes a body, and that's like we're almost at the end of the movie now, and I was like, I feel like she had a body
Right.
from when she was being momish, you know?
Pat is pissed as fuck. She has worked her microchips down past the silicone for you fucking people.
Yes.
And I quote,
shows up-
minus the F word.
Yes, she shows up in Ben's room, and she was like, we got to stop your dad from getting with Sarah. And Ben's like, I don't know, maybe he could be like happy. But then he realizes that she's
Pat's been slaving away in a
Alive.
hot control room.
yes.
I
And
also quote. That quote was real. I didn't pepper anything in, like the F word.
well, Ben runs to tell his dad about Pat, and Pat appears and she's yelling.
Yeah.
And Sarah's freaking out, but she's like, I gotta fix your programming, Pat. And Pat's like, no, you took me for
Giving them what they need.
She throws Sarah and locks her out of the house and them in the house. It's all bolted.
She iron bars, doors,
Yes, rivets them closed.
Rivets is good. Yep.
And
They're trapped.
She takes the phones. They can't escape.
Oh, and Pat's like, I just want to protect you. It's dangerous and unpredictable out there, and starts playing like world history videos on all the green screens in the house.
Yeah, of all the dangers.
I'd be like, can we switch back to the safari?
Yeah, but she's like, you must never leave, and she splits into many. She's like, I can meet every need because I can be all over the place. And outside, Sarah's calling Bono, and suddenly a rat appears in Ben's room from a perfectly cut cartoon rat hole.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also lit from within as if the rat has a lamp.
Oh my gosh! Earlier, Ben's like, Pat, You can't lock us in here. We need fresh air and exercise. And she's like, you have my synthetic fresh air and my virtual exercise. Ben,
all
you're
you
fine.
need.
I've virtually exercised before.
I that's all I want.
I went to internet gym
Ooh.
in homeschooling.
Oh my God.
But anywho.
Benny Hoozle. It's a carrier rat. The rat is no simple rat. Butler is a carrier rat. He
Had a rat hole.
It was perfectly cut. And he had a lamp.
It's beautiful.
But he has a note from Sarah that says, Ben, I'll never try to be anything more than a friend to you. Email me at blogspot.com or whatever.
At Netherlink.
And Sarah's looking for a way to defeat Pat while she's emailing with Ben. And she suddenly like leaps into Pat's robot arm
Into the
hole.
paper hole.
Yeah. When she's getting the paper and she sneaks in. She lasers into the
She
control
lasers
room.
the lock of the mainframe.
Such a laser. And Pat's like, hey, what are you doing?
Security breach.
Security's breached. And she's
She's like, none of us like you.
Yeah.
So she literally just like, you know what?
Chill for
Here's
a
the
sec.
table. Here's where I'm putting it all out on.
Mm-hmm. So she gets all like Ursula big and makes a giant windstorm in the living room.
She
and
won't
is
stand for this.
Also singing the lullaby that her mom, the like dead mom, sang.
She becomes a tornado all while all the green screen walls are now tornadoes.
All the 4D effects are
Lot of
blowing some
tornadoes.
winds.
All we're missing is a shark in this tornado.
Yes, Sharknado. And Ben tells Pat he hates her like this, and he likes Dad and Sarah because they can actually like touch them, and Pat could never touch them. And Pat tries to touch Ben, and she can't. And then she gets really sad, and
She's like, did you even feel that? Fucking nope.
she causes like a sad digital rainstorm. And
Digital
then she
rainstorm.
oh, that's a good band name.
It's good.
And she disappears, and the doors and windows are unbolted. And Ben's like, I'll never mess with the Pat's controls again. Sarah
Lesson
fixes
learned.
her. She's back to normal now and being regular, helpful again, which is way better. And Ben never should have fucking messed with her in the fucking first place.
Happily ever fucking after.
And they live happily ever after. And Dad's still dating Sarah at the end.
That was a quick movie.
It was quick. There wasn't as much going on in it
Okay.
as
We've
Xenon.
done pretty long movies. Okay, think about it. The last 3 that we've done have been 2 hours.
Well, I didn't want that movie to be any longer. Would you watch it again?
Would watch it again.
I would watch it again if I was a being of unlimited time. In some century somewhere, I might accidentally watch it again.
Yeah.
But me now, there's too much other content I would rather watch.
Yeah. If I stumble on it one day, maybe.
If I was Edward Cullen himself, I would maybe watch it again.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not even then. But that's its best chance. I don't really have any fact-toters.
No, we usually give you like a little tease of next week or something. I don't know. Well, I feel like I wanted to do more wintry things, but it's not winter here right now.
I know. That's what I wanted to do, winter things, but I wanted to
because we talked about previously how January is blue, and we all agree upon that.
It is a blue month. It's a fact.
It's just not right now.
It's not. It's 75 degrees.
So we might stick with the future aspects of this
Maybe.
situation here.
Maybe February's blue.
That is true.
Because there's a love story in everything. And what's more of a love story than Twilight? So maybe it's a February
14th.
And it'll give us time to assimilate all of our knowledge, accrue all of our knowledge.
We were going to do like February favorites type thing, but Twilight is love. Love is
the favorite.
Twilight, and February is blue. So.
We have a lot that we can say about Twilight also, just in our personal lives.
Get me started as we have already started.
We have just abandoned Smart House. I keep wanting to call it Phil of the Future. Let's watch every episode of Phil of the Future and report back.
Okay. I've already started.
I don't want to do it.
Want to talk about Even Stevens? I got it. I will do a dramatic reading of the entire 3 seasons of Phil of the Future.
No. Reenact every moment. The highlights. Maybe just the highlights.
But anywho, I hope you're enjoying your future.
I hope you're enjoying 2020. Hope it's not suckish, I guess.
Yep.
Unlike Pat's floor suckists. But we'll see you next week.
See you next.
We have no idea what it is.
No.
Bye.
Bye.